What's up, y'all? My name's Tim Ream. I'm here today on the 100th day of the spring cut. Gonna be doing legs today. As far as I know, there's not gonna be any changes. We'll kind of see as we get into the workout. I am a little pressed for time, so that may be a factor in here. May shorten some of the duration of the exercises or pull one out. Pretty much just gonna get right into this. I'm all set up. So we're gonna start out with seated leg curls for hamstrings. Basically, the progression of the exercises are going to be hamstrings to the glute to the quad. So we're hitting the entire full leg today. And I've got a really good progression as far as how I move from one muscle group into the next. Kind of always warming up the next one as I'm working with this exercise that I'm on right now. But you'll see how I go about it. Anyways, yeah, let's fucking go, man. Gonna get some good warm-up sets in over here just to get our knees warmed up and everything, ready for all the other exercises. And we'll go from here.
Go out there that stay top of the podcast rankings consistently, year after year after year after year, based upon the sole support of the people who listen. I think that's amazing, and I appreciate you guys. But for those of you guys that are new, that's how we operate. So when I say pay the fee, that's what I'm talking about. When I say pay the fee, it doesn't mean spend some money. I mean, I won't say no, but it does just mean share the show. So that's kind of the rundown on the housekeeping and how the show operates. A lot of listeners pretty much every week. So that's that. What's up, dude? What's going on, bro? That's DJ. Hey guys. Yeah, what's so good? Yeah. Good man. Yeah, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. I was thinking, so this is Monday when you guys are listening to this. And I know, for me for a long time it was one of my kind of dreads, I guess. Andy, is there a hack? Let's give some people some extra sauce. Is there a hack?
I was listening to Chris Bumstead, so they had like a new Olympia video coming out. It's like his prep for the Olympia.
Yeah, not going out.
And him and Hani Rambod were going through his leg routine, so I fucking grabbed a couple exercises from him because they looked beast. But I heard him talking. It might not have been that video. I think it might have been another one. But basically, he was saying that like if you want, it was him and Alex Hermosi. That's who it was. And he was saying basically if you want big legs, then you need to stay in like the stretched position, I guess, with your legs. I'm pretty sure that's what he said, but so I'm just trying to be a little mindful of that as I move through these actual workouts. How can I implement that? I got 7 different movements in there today, so I'm gonna try to accentuate that part of the movement, or at least, be thinking of it whenever I do that. Just to put that much more emphasis on the stretch position. Knee ain't totally warmed up just yet. I can feel it. Hit another warm-up set or two here. Once we get rolling, we're going to be rolling. So we get from one exercise to the next. I like going into them pretty rapidly. Even on an extensive leg day, I still want to try to keep it brief and frequent, the volume pretty low, and the time in about that 45 to 50 minute mark. I feel like anything after that's just kind of a big drain on your body and on your resources. So just try to kind of move with my body's rhythm rather than try to get big all in one day. Like this is a time thing. It's going to take time regardless of what we're doing. So it ain't going to happen in one day. It's just being consistent. So get in here, blast them, and then make sure you get in here the next time and the next time and the next time.
It doesn't get easier. People think that like when your companies get bigger and you find yourself in a position of abundance and you're winning and you're kicking ass and everything's going good, it's like easier. It's not easier. It's much, much harder. And when you shift the responsibility that you have from self to everybody around you, which happened to me 5-6 years ago, it really puts things in perspective. So no longer now when I'm out drinking on Sunday, no longer can I say to myself, oh, it's just me living my life, because it's actually going to affect how I operate through the week, which is going to affect other people. You see what I'm saying?
I'm trying to give it a good squeeze there in the contracted position.
I'm just telling you how I do it.
Yeah.
And for me,
Go out good and stretched.
pretty much the same. I like it that way.
At the end of that movement.
I like to have the same routine.
Trying to really get a lot of these movements down and learn how to get the most out of them. People are always looking for that perfect movement. How do you get the biggest peaks on your bicep? Well, you do a bunch of curls. Is it preacher curls? Is it alternating curls? Is it cable curls? But it's curls. That's what's going to do it. Because honestly, if you're leaning back with a straight bar, you can probably hit a different head of that bicep if you're leaning forward or close grip. Like, just the way you do the movement can have an accentuation on where it's actually probably building a little bit, I'd say. Alright, try bumping up some weight here. Alright, I'm gonna start kind of moving into these exercises kind of quick here now. Quicker.
To work on other things. Like I won't come here on the days I have to record, and I'll handle all my business here on the days that I'm here to record, and then outside of that I can maybe do some other things. But like the truth is, dude, it's like, you know, that's a lot of that is just me trying to like be normal, and I don't really want to. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like a prescribed medicine that someone's telling me to take. I don't really think I need to.
Doesn't make you feel better.
Yeah. But like everybody's like, hey man, you know, you should do this. And, you know, I watch I watch the way that balance has worked out for some other people. You know, I watch Kobe Bryant. Work hard for his, first 40 years of life and put his head down and work. And then, he went to live his life and, it didn't work out. And so that was a little bit of a wake-up call for me because we were all in the same age.
Okay.
And,
kind of went up to, not to a failure point, but kind of worked my way up to where if I start going into any more reps, then, it is going to start getting into that failure range. So kind of just go right up to that point and then stop. I'm gonna add some more weight and then drive it home on the next one. Got the good burn going, connected with the muscle, and good feeler set. And I'm good, and I'm gonna say technically pre-exhausted, but this is gonna be a good, all the warm-ups we just did are gonna be good for this. We're basically leading up to this set where I'm about to do. I'm officially at 154 pounds right now. I feel like I'm a big 155. Well, I'm 154, but I said 155, but I feel like I'm a big 155. And I know I've still got at least 10 pounds to lose. I probably got, honestly, 15 to get down to like very single, low digit body fats. I mean, you might even have 20 pounds I could lose. So don't think I'm going to do that, but I'm probably going to try to lose at least another 15, get down to about 140. At that point, dude, I should see veins pretty much everywhere. All right, let's fucking blast this one home and then move on to the other exercises here.
When I started drinking, bro, it was fucking long. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a good thing for me. And for where I am and what I'm doing in life, it's not something that contributes to it. So I try to do it. It's not me judging anything. Like, fuck dude, I did it. Like, I love drink beers with all you motherfuckers. But like, at the end of the day, I've got responsibilities and I have to fucking manage them. I found that I've made more progress in business than I made in football. So like,
That's crazy. Like for me, I was seeing and seeing how we started. What the fuck is wrong with the same people every fucking weekend? Yeah, but what's funny is
Alright. Damn, I haven't fucking pushed hamstrings that much weight. I don't know if I've ever done that. I was pretty much assisting the entire time, just taking a couple pounds off. Probably honestly a good weight or good method for your set to failure, just whenever you're kind of just taking a little bit off the whole fucking time. Like you're really messing with the tipping point of the weight that your body's actually able to, do. So I feel like forced weight and forced reps is going to be the best way for your body to cope with something. If you're trying to learn like a different language, you stay in the United States, you can learn it, but it's going to take you longer than if you go to that country and just fully immerse yourself into it. So, just exposure is probably the best way. We're going to hit single legs here for hamstrings. Done this movement the last about 3 weeks, so I've kind of figured out what kind of weights I should be messing with. So, just going to get into this here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely, man.
And I think, I think
more people strive for that. Man.
Well, I think that's what we're missing. That's why I say personal excellence is ultimate rebellion. We're missing people recognizing that we are the leaders now. We are setting the example. And if you look back you know, specifically the people who are between 30 and 40 years old right now, and you think back to how they behaved on the internet for the last 10 years, and this is collectively as a group, it's pretty disgusting. You know, like, we have grown women in their 30s, you know, fucking showing their areolas and fucking being overly sexual and all this shit, and like, then you got all these girls who are, you know, fucking 15 and 16 thinking that's the way to get attention, you know, and I just come to the realization that they are, and so I a little better, probably a little better. There's no shame towards anybody else, dude, it's just like my own personal belief.
Yeah.
I feel like if we all tried a little harder, and we all lifted our standard higher, you know, we wouldn't have a lot of these problems that we see in the country. We wouldn't have them.
There's a couple pretty exhaustive sets on here. Get into that heavy set.
Huh?
You know how to do work. You know?
Yeah, I think that's it, you know? I think, you know, ultimately to the question, you know, we gotta figure out our own ways to operate. That's it, you know, what's gonna produce the life that you want. People, not everybody is built for, and this is what I always say, and I don't say this to be discouraged, but not everybody's built to like operate companies and be an entrepreneur, and it's just the truth.
That's okay.
It's a hard, that's right, it's a hard fucking life.
Yeah.
And it's not easy, and everybody thinks it's fun. But if you talk to anybody who's actually running shit like a real thing, it's very fucking difficult, and it's the most difficult thing you ever do. And, you know, for me, I'm not skilled enough to operate what I do operate, going out and living that party life. Like, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
So I have to do what I can to stay good enough.
Yeah. I love it. Well, that was some more extra thought for the listeners, the watchers. Let's answer some of these questions, though. Question number one. Let's preface this.
Yeah, I'm paying attention to that stack in the back as it raises and lowers. Like, I'm not letting it hit. I'm going right to that point and then right up. So just to keep that constant tension on there. If you're letting it hit, you know, you're kind of taking a little break in there, but the longer you can keep tension on that muscle in these movements, it's going to be the best. All right, bump up weight one more time. As you can tell, I've got either a hand on the outside or on the inside, just feeling that hamstring, and it helps me just keep my mind on the hamstring and make sure I'm flexing and contracting as I do this movement. So it kind of helps out with, if you are in a position to do it, if you got one hand free, you know, hamstrings or quads, like I like to be feeling what I'm doing. It just gives me that much more of a connection with that muscle I'm trying to work.
Using myself as an example, I've accomplished more in 24 years than most people will accomplish in an entire lifetime in terms of building a business. I don't say that as a brag, I say that as a matter of fact. The way I've been able to do that is because I had urgency on a daily basis, but I also understood that I don't have all the time in the world, so I had urgency, and then I acted fast. I acted in my 20s, I acted in my 30s, and now I'm here, I'm still acting with urgency. You know, and I feel like we've just set the table for what you're capable of doing. So I think it's more about understanding how to manage the time on a day-by-day basis, which if you're not a dude, I made this amazing system called the Powerless System. It's on episode 16 of the Real AF feed. It's only on the audio feed. It's not on YouTube because we didn't start YouTube back then. We just started YouTube recently. So if you go on the audio feeds of any of the major audio platforms and you listen to episode 16, it's called Win the Day. It'll explain the Powerless System. There's a journal I sell for it. It's on the website. It's really nice. You don't need it. You can also use a notebook. But the journal will help guide you through as well if you want to use that. But it's something you do on paper. It's something that you do so that you can actually look and see your actual wins and losses on paper. It's a really good system. And what it does is it helps you effectively navigate day by day by day by day to ensure that you're continuously moving forward with your critical tasks and not wasting days, wasting time. And you can actually look back and review and say, okay, well, I won 5 or 6 days, or I won 4 or 7 days. I can sort of see the rating of the ranking of how much you win versus how much you actually lose. And that's a very important thing for someone to look at. And up until you developed that system fucking 20 years ago, well, I developed it 20 fucking years ago, there was no way to really track whether or not you had effective day or not effective.
Because the output and the result of that goal you're trying to accomplish may take a little bit.
Alright, the only thing I feel like I'm kind of missing, or I would actually like, in my leg routine is an adductor machine, just for that inside, and actually it kind of hits the hamstring too. And they will help stabilize your squat a little bit from what I understand, so just kind of throwing them in there for, you know, just because I heard that little piece of information, but also because that's kind of a weak part y'all want to bring up. So, alright, you're going to go into Romanian deadlifts, and obviously this is kind of a, I don't know, it's more of a compound lift, but it really accentuates the hamstrings and the glutes. Like I said, we're going to go from hamstrings to the glutes to the quads, and so I basically warmed up the hamstrings really good, and now I'm starting to warm up the glutes, but I'm still putting a good emphasis on both right now. So, you know, like I said, I'm warming up one muscle group with the previous exercise I'm doing. Like right now, I'm warming up those glutes. So whenever I get into the next workout, it's going to be primarily glutes. So, and this routine has been absolutely wrecking my legs, man. Like, since I've been doing I used to do a split where I would do the hamstrings in the morning and then quads at night. But now that I'm putting them both in there, I've got, for one, less demand on my body's resources since I'm not doing it twice a day. But since I'm doing it all at one sitting, it's almost like I'm shocking it more with a more intense workout, and then I'm taking a good break from 1 week to the next. 6 days is what I do.
Or is it just based off of how much time and effort you put into that skill?
No. Different skills take different times to develop. Like, learning how to sell, first of all, you need to look at skills as a lifetime process, all right? Like, learning how to sell. You can learn how to sell in like 2 years in like one company. So, you have to understand that, like, this shit that you're trying to do, and this is really what separates true entrepreneurs from people who flake out, is that true entrepreneurs, this is, like, for me, dude, like, even though I'm 24 years in, and I know this probably sounds stupid as fuck to you guys, but, like, I feel like this is the first one. Like, I feel like I don't know shit, and really the more I know, the less I feel like I know. So, like, I actually feel like
I was going to bump up weight to hit set to failure, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to use that as my set. Had a pretty good emphasis on hamstrings there with the other exercises too, so definitely hit them decent. Was it the most intense hamstring, you know, succession that I've had? No, but still is going to be good enough. This next exercise, it's a fucking killer, man. Oh, alright. Bulgarian split squat. And once you've pre-exhausted these hamstrings and the glutes before you go into this, it's fucking killer, dude. By the time you get into the first position to do the first one, all the signals in your brain are just like, fucking stop doing that. Whatever you're doing, stop it.
just call it quits, or like just go relax, bro. You're gonna be alive for a long fucking time. You have to make that last.
Yeah.
Like, ask these NFL guys, these MLB guys, if they feel like they're rich and well. Like, we all look at them and say, holy shit, I'm not money they're making.
$2 million.
Yeah, for their contract. That's gonna last their whole life.
Right. Right.
Or they've got to leverage that into other things that they can use cash, right? So, like, it's even for people.
Do a little quick warm up, pre-exhaustive set, and then we'll get into the heavy set.
People who create, people who build, and people who change shit, or people who just have dreams that were never fulfilled, comes down to their understanding that it's a long game and you got to play it the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, there's no such thing as sitting on the beach with a fucking canoe for the rest of your life. You know, that's not. That's what they tell you it's supposed to be like. That's not actually what it is.
And the reason I picked the way that I move in from one exercise to the next is because, for one, I start out with hamstrings because I feel like if you pre-exhaust those and then you start going in to your leg workout, then you got that much more emphasis of all the other lifts that you're doing on your hamstrings. So since it's a weak body part that I'm trying to bring up, that's how I prioritize it. And in this movement, I highly doubt that I would be having near as much activation in the hamstrings as I would if I wouldn't have pre-exhausted at first. So I can definitely, what I'm saying is I can fucking feel it big time in my hamstrings right now. And I haven't even got over to squats yet. You know, quads typically have taken a big emphasis with people. If you don't have leg size, or if you've got leg size, more than likely your hamstrings are running behind your quads. It's almost like, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know who I heard this from, I think it might have been Arnold, but I think basically most of the time, especially in the 70s, whenever you're in bodybuilding, the front of your body took most of the emphasis, because that's where you're in the mirror, that's what you see. And the back of the body usually was the thing that didn't take as much focus in the weight room. And you can tell by the physiques on stage, so now they're way more rounded. They're wanting to hit the rear delts and get the back right, hit the hamstrings and glutes and calves. There is an entire 50%, which is your back portion too, that you've got to exercise. And also it's keeping balance with your frame too. Like if you're doing chest a lot, it'll start pulling your shoulders forward, right? But if you're hitting shoulders, or if you're hitting chest and your back, your posture is going to be better too, because now it's pulling everything kind of even, like you're kind of balanced at that point. I don't want to use this weight, but when in doubt, go heavy. I made that up. I don't know, I've never heard that anywhere else. I'm coining that phrase. All right.
If you ain't reading, you ain't even fucking coming. Right? There's so much free game out there in books, so much knowledge that people give away, fucking next to nothing. Like a book, what's a book? $20? Okay? For $20, you're getting someone's life fucking lesson, life experience. You're getting 20, 30, 40 fucking years of lessons from this book. The fact that all this is even available, take away the internet, because there's a lot of bullshit on the internet. There's also a lot of good stuff. But let's just take away the internet.
Okay.
I bet if you look hard and long enough, you could probably find every single book out there available for free somewhere to read. Either you can go to the library, or you find some copy of it on the internet, you can scroll through it, you can do that shit. It's bullshit that they do. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse. It's bullshit. And the status of the day after
Those motherfuckers tear you up. I'm the guy who preaches intensity. You'll go into failure on all your sets. But I'm not the guy that likes to dread a workout every single time I come in here. I'm just not looking forward to it at all, because it just beats you down so much. So this leg routine is really intense. And if I don't start cycling an exercise or cycling the rep range or weight, or adding some new variable into this, this is one of those ones where it can just quickly get overwhelming, because I still have to do my heavy squats still. And I'm beat on the back of my legs, so probably just do one warm-up set, and then one more set to failure. And that will mark the halfway point. We'll be going downhill from there. We'll only have 2 more exercises after that, but still, if you're not, this is already hard enough. If you're coming in here, beating yourself down every time, and you'll just get to the point you just dread the workouts coming in here. So I like to keep it new and change it up with rep ranges, all that stuff, just to add longevity to the workouts, because that's the biggest thing that's gonna keep us growing, is not one time coming into the gym, but consistently. So being consistently over time is what's gonna get us big. So yeah, you gotta be mindful of that longevity factor as well too. If not, you'll start getting into that burnout range, and if you do, it's hard to come back from that. And yes, I do have hair, a smashing head of hair. I don't know about that, but all right.
Doing something in your brain that is you're actively looking to get shit from. You're not doing it because it's not passive reading. We're not reading 50 shades of bullshit. We're reading manuals on how to fucking live.
Trying to get better.
Yeah, and we're taking notes. And then what I do is I take the ideas, and I take them and I say, okay, this is how this converts to this company, or this is how this converts to that company. Because I have many different companies that I oversee now. I have different operators in every single business. I operate them. What I'll go do is I'll go talk to Chris.
I'm not gonna do my normal weight. I will bump up weight one more time, just because I ain't gonna go up and weight like I usually would. I'm gonna do this set a little early, without as much rest. Just kind of give yourself a lash on the back. That crime and punishment. Crime, you do a little less weight than you want to. You gotta add some sort of element in there to punish yourself. Is that healthy? I don't fucking know. Therapists probably wouldn't say it is, but you gotta keep your ass in shape, and if you deviate, you can't deviate much. Because then if you compromise, By definition, if you compromise, it's literally not the thing that you set out to do. So, can't stray too far from the path without that end result getting further and further away as that trajectory leads out. All right.
For the last 10 days, I've been doing everything I fucking can. And you're gonna feel less bad about yourself because you know you're already following that thing, right? If you're a broke fuck, you don't have shit, okay? You drink regular water. You drink regular water. Yeah, dude, look, that's where the win today process comes in, right? You come in, you say, fuck, dude, I'm so broke, I'm working on this project, and you go back and look 30, 60, 90 days and say, okay, well, I was actually a lot further away from where I am now, and I'm much closer to where I want to be now. So, like, reminding ourselves of the work that we've done is important. And this is what keeps us from, like, freaking the fuck out on it. So, if you want to feel bad about whatever problem it is that you're facing, whether it be your relationship, your fucking body, whatever it is, take action against that feeling. Because you're going to still look in the mirror and you're probably not going to like the way you look.
I like being somewhere where it's sweat, spit on the walls, maybe a little piss in the corner. I like being in those roughneck gyms, being Planet Fitness. Don't scream too loud. Set off a lunk alarm. We're going to create an inclusive environment. Fuck that, I want to go hard and I want to get dirty and nasty. I want to get sweaty, motherfucker. I want to yell. Not really, but if you're going to failure, you're probably going to do some grunting. If you're exerting everything your body has, you're probably going to make some noises. I got like having a home gym. Can spit, fucking sweat all over the place, and I have to wipe it down. I don't wipe it down anyways, because fuck you. You need some germs in your life. That's what strengthens your immune system, bitch. I'm gonna help you out. You don't know what's good for you. And plus, if you got your own gym, you don't have anybody fucking on the extra piece of equipment you want to use. Boom, you can just flow, man. It's fucking sweet. This whole setup probably cost me $8,000, dude. Well worth it. I mean, it might have been less than that, I don't know. I have the figure on top of my head. Maybe like 6 or 7, I don't know. That ain't bad, dude. You can do a set of leg extensions. We'll see, I might do just one set, I might do 2. Depends on how I feel after this. Once I feel this weight here. Not even bullshit, I'm probably gonna do 1. Yep.
You created that. You're like, fuck, how am I ever gonna do it? And you start to feel demoralized and you feel like it's impossible. And the truth of the matter is, this is where most people live life forever. This is where most people just say, fuck it, I'm fucking done. This is what I am, it is what it is, and I'm just gonna try to be as happy as I can. And dude, what you don't realize is that within a very
stretch position
time, you climb that fucking mountain and you start walking the fuck up. Right? It's not about, there is no I fucking know about it. You see up there with nice bodies and big bank accounts and kicking ass and all that with big ass. Well, they walk up that motherfucker just like you gotta walk up that motherfucker. You know, like that's real shit. So, as long as we move, and we can't do that until we there's an actual mountain climb. You see what I'm saying? Telling yourself the truth is painful. It's a necessity.
That's right, motherfucker. If you don't think I'm doing enough sets, come fucking try it, bitch. You're operating on your body, the edge of what your body's capable of, on every fucking set. Don't fucking tell me that shit don't work. Better than them pussy ass fucking bullshit most people fucking do. Oh, do 10, put it down. Do another 10, put it down. Bitch, I'm getting to 10 and that's whenever it starts to burn. That's when I'm digging in. And I would like to say, it's all about results. You do your training methods, I'll do mine. And we'll meet back in a year. And we'll see who's got the fucking results to show for what their methods are. If you would have seen me a year ago, you wouldn't even question whether what I'm doing works or not. It's fucking crazy. A year ago, probably 210 fucking pounds. Maybe 200. I've dropped 45 fucking pounds. And I'm sure added muscle too at the same time. So dropped fat. I would say that I am probably in that 10%, 12% body fat range. I want to get to I'd like to get single digits. How I measure that, I'm not sure, but I'm going to figure it out how to do that. But if you got veins pretty much everywhere, then you can say that you're in single digit body fats. All right, singles or failure.
As much as possible and always listen to us. Right? You have to always listen to us. The boss knows to tell you the truth. tells you what you already know. You already know you're not cheap. You already know you're fucking. You already know why you're fucking. You know why you're broken. All right. It's just you have to listen to it. All right. And then and that can never happen until you yourself the truth. At first, it's painful because you're like, fuck. It sucks. It's a second thing to work. It's a story about why it is you are how you are, and it's not your fault. It's not this and that. The longer you stay where the fuck you are, it's the place where you're not even happy. You see what I'm saying?
For me, one of the crazy things is when I realized, like, I knew I was lying to myself, but what pissed me off is I looked around and saw how everyone else was also lying to myself. Like, they were saying the same shit, like, oh, it's not that bad. And I'm sitting there like, you
Oh my God, dude. You know what? Go try the 1 set system, 1 set to failure system out, and tell me how you feel. And don't just do it once. Make sure you got good rest. Make sure you got good nutrition. Make sure you actually go to failure. Smaller muscle groups do 4 or 5 exercises, each one to failure. That's it. Bigger body parts, you know, maybe 6 to 7, 5 to 7 exercises for that body part. And go to failure. Do it for 6 weeks, tell me. And give it adequate rest. 3 to 4 days in between doing the same muscle group, preferably probably 5. Do a chest, do legs, take a day, then do back, then the next day shoulders, take a day. Give it adequate rest, and then tell me if this doesn't work. Anyways, guys, that was day 100 of the spring cut. This is a very intense leg workout. You guys should try it. That being said, I appreciate you guys who are following along with me, engaging with me in the comments. If you like the way that I take you through the workouts and the way I break them down, I just ask that you would please share, like, and subscribe. For you guys who don't like it, that's cool too. We'll part as friends. I'm going to start extending some of my knowledge to you guys. So I've got my email in the About section of my YouTube page. So if you want to get your workouts right, your macros, you know, get your bulking phase or cutting phase figured out, hit me up in the comments or on my email, and we'll get something going. That being said, this was day 100 of the spring cut, and I'll be back, not tomorrow, but the next day with back. All right, guys, I'll see you later.